Okay, welcome everybody to this best of 3 between Classic in the bottom right here and Percival in the top left. I might need to tune down or up the sound a little bit. Been a while since I've done one of these, but we're back here finally with some streaming games in this month, and don't plan on going anywhere. Gonna be another one tomorrow, of course. Classic going for the gas before his Nexus, of course. But then again, we have seen him do different things in this matchup specifically. I guess might have been more PvP than when he mixed it up. A lot of Nexus before the geysers and stuff like that. in RSL, for example. Now these games are from the most recent, I think it's the most recent KSL season 90 or tournament 93, I want to say. Maybe 91, no, 89, there we go, I think it's 89. I can check, but yeah. 83, okay, there we go. That's the most recent one, number 83. So those games have been played within like a week or something. Very fresh stuff. Definitely see how people are looking right now in this new patch environment and on these maps, of course. This one's Winter Madness, been there on the ladder now for like a month or something, I want to say. And of course it's already been there as a ladder candidate for a while longer, so people kind of got used to this map already. It's like one of the more standard maps, and even though it has a few quirks to itself. But we have seen mostly Terrans go on this one for, I want to say, SCV pulls, and this is already a little bit strange. He's completely going out of gas, going to full mineral saturation, so Percival is adjusting his build just a tiny bit here. He went with an SCV scout and only made a marine, so he's completely going cutting edge on gas here. This is a maximized mineral build, probably to hit his timing just a little bit better. He's gonna go for the Swapperoo, and we'll see probably Hellion production here, at least one. Oh, there we go, he's gonna get the 2. So, I wouldn't have minded like a Hellion and the Widowmine, for example. Oh, this is a quick 3cc, so that's where the money's going. That's where he wanted the extra minerals for. And of course he needs something in those Hellions to kind of get a little bit of map control. He does not have any Reapers. And he wants to kind of keep the Protoss out of his area. That's why he's trying to get map control with these Hellions. He's gonna repair this one. Oh my god. Can't believe this. Alright, back at the game here. I'm sorry, I needed to leave that for a moment. Let's have a look at what actually went down. So only the scouting probe, or one probe and an adept. Percival didn't get much done, but he did get a good scout of everything. And, well, there's gonna be the issue though, that Classic is just pushing across the map. He went for a 3-gate and has a lot of Blink Stalkers with a Prism here across the map, and this setup, I mean, He has 2 tanks. He doesn't really have that many Marines though. That's the big issue. He's really fortified with a bunch of bunkers, but all of the Hellions are across the map. There's no armory to make any Hellbats, for example. As I say, Hellbats, well, of course. Oh no, he unsieges the tank. I don't think that was the correct moment there. Maybe it might have saved the tank though, to be honest, but the starboard does get cancelled. He's still waiting for his stim and combat shields here. The Hellions went back home, but of course the 3rd base is going up. Colossus robotics base is on the way here. And Classic, I mean, he got a cancel on the starboard, which is kind of nice, but it's not really what he's looking for. Percival only on 2 tanks, kind of cutting it a little bit close. He's already going into Marauder production, but there we go. Classic already setting up here another drop behind the mineral line. Is only going to get a couple of units there, not too much, not too impactful. Can he get some damage to these? Why didn't I have any sound there? Oh my god, my sound completely broken now. Alright, Hellion is going down. And that means Classic has the full map control. He's instantly going into another Nexus with this. He's doing some light harassment with these Stalkers here again. Getting 5 SCVs quite nice here. Even though tanks and Marauders were in position, 2 bunkers still fully set up here. We do see the first Widow Mines join in the mix, the first Medivacs join in the mix. Concussive Shell's about to finish, and I think Percival wants to do a move out. He's selling the bunkers, and he's only taking the 3rd base, so he's only fortifying his position, but no pressure. Like, since he lost those Hellions, he didn't even see that there's a 4th base going up, and Classic is just making gateways right now. Look at the unit count. He has 11 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, and 1 Colossi. I don't think that the army supply is really that insane here for Classic right now, but he's still poking. He's just keeping Percival back, and that's all he needs to do, because he's about to finish up with, like, I don't know, get up to more than 10 gateways easily. He does have 1 Colossi to kind of fake that he's going into way more. I think he might have 1 second one crossing the map right now. He's even going for a 5th base. Classic is playing this so greedily. If he loses his army, basically he's dead. But he might have a chance just because, like, 1-1 is about to finish. He does have his 10 gateways now set up. And even if he loses his army, he might have a chance because there's so much production. He invested so much into the production. If he gets like 2 rounds of units done, and he invested so much into economy as well, he's still doing that, actually going for more and more probes here, really probing these up, these bases, and of course getting that high yield Vespine geyser, so he only needs 3 workers to saturate that one. There's an observer going down. Classic style, if you want to say, it has evolved after the patch. Of course he is not into Storm right now, but he also does get way less observers. Now he's pushing with the Warp Prism here into the main base, meanwhile he's posturing at the 3rd base. Can he get something done with the Warp Prism? It seems like Percival is on top of this, Viking is gonna shut it down, and everything should get cleaned up quite eeasily. Is he shooting his own unit? No. Okay, there's 1 more Zealot here. And yeah, this was a nice defensive by Percival. Didn't really lose anything, I want to say. Look, okay, there's no battle report, but yeah, he didn't really lose too much here. So really good cleanup. And he's keeping up in economy, but he needs to get bases. I mean, look at this. He is making a 4th base, which is about to finish, and which is gonna be nice. He needs to get that established, and he needs to get up his ghost count ASAP. Upgrades are being chrono boosted, that's why Classic is starting to pull ahead on those. He is getting his 6th Nexus, oh my god, 6 Nexi under 10 minutes. He's going for an aggressive move here on top of this Bioforce, which is trying to move out. Classic at this point already has such a big army just because he has such a big economy. He's warping in 10 Zealots at a time just to reinforce. He's setting up a flank here over to the 4th base. It's not established yet, there's no PF yet. There's a few units setting up here right now, but that's not going to be enough to clear out these Zealots. Oh, if you can get the 3 ghosts, oh my god, they don't have cloak yet. He's gonna get at least 2. That's a very expensive mistake here by Percival, having those not properly guarded. He's gonna set up the PF now. He does not have any turrets yet in the main base, and 2 Marauders are not gonna kill a warp prison before it's gonna warp in the Zealots. Now we also see the attack here on the 3rd base. Oh my god, that's a lot of SCVs bunched up, fighting into the Colossus, which are still shooting at the buildings, but then they get retargeted on top of the army. Can he kill the Colossi though? This would be a nice pick-off. He is still using a bunch of SCVs in the main base though, and he's not even gonna finish off this whole army here, as the Stalkers do survive. The Ghost is gonna snipe down these units. A Ghost sniping mechanical units is kind of funny, but yeah, Percival is falling apart here. He lost his army, he lost his economy, and he loses the game classic. Takes the first one very convincingly, I want to say. Pretty well done by him. And I did not cast for like half a year or something properly, so my voice is actually going to hurt very, very easily here. Alright, I hope I can load this map. White Rabbit, I haven't seen this one yet. It's a new one. The KSL is using a little bit of a custom map pool, which I really like. Shout out to Chicken Man and Dave Tester for setting that one up and keeping it running. Of course, we are in our 2nd map here, called White Rabbit. Oh, it's actually leather edition. Oh my god, I haven't seen this one yet. I haven't seen this one yet. I can't believe it. I haven't seen a game on this one yet. There we go. Okay, so this is a little bit like the Matrix, right? It's the White Rabbit. Follow the White Rabbit, I think is what they say when Neo gets the message. So yeah, he follows the White Rabbit. Well, let's have a quick look at the map. So we do have a low ground front base here, natural base. Then there's a 2nd ramp into a 3rd base location, a potential one. A 2nd ramp into another potential 3rd base location, and another ramp into. So all potential 3rd base locations do have extra ramps. This is a weird looking base though, but there doesn't seem to be that much crazy stuff going on this map so far. There's a lot of high low ground situations here. This might be quite beneficial for Protoss, I want to say. It feels like there's a lot of flanking opportunities, and those ramps are quite wide, so maybe, yeah, I don't know, maybe he can utilize that very well to his advantage here, Classic can. And maybe like the architecture could also lend Terran to just have some insane tank positions. For example, on this ledge you can kind of cover this space, you can kind of cover this space, and you can cover the entrance over here. So you have like 3 bases covered with like 1 tank, you know, stuff like that. And the last stuff I've observed was for our RSL. We of course had not the ladder map, we had a custom map pool there as well, so quite different maps there. Summoning score. Gonna finish up here, and we're gonna get a few Stalkers on the field, at least 1 for now. Actually a Reaper this game here from Percival. He really wants to see if this is gonna be 3-gate pressure again or something else coming his way. Maybe he's a little bit uncomfortable on the map, maybe he really likes the map and just knows that there might be some proxy shenanigans or something from Classic. Oh, he just doesn't want to die early. Okay, so he's even making the commands on the high ground. He's kind of expecting like, hey, maybe you're doing something crazy. Maybe there's a 2-gate pressure coming into a max packs or something like that. So he went a little bit of a weird route to try and check if he can find like a proxy gateway or something stupid like that. Maybe a pylon. And then he just goes into the base. He does not see the tech, of course, since it's not deployed yet. Did he see the shield batteries? He saw both shield batteries, and that's like that's 200 minerals, so he knows that there's nothing right now. It's basically enough of a scout where you can say, okay, there's no... He saw the unit and the batteries. That means he can deduct there's just not enough money around yet to have tech building. So he should be quite safe. He also does know that there's not enough money for 2 gates at this point. Now Classic adding 2 more gates here. And after the Twilight Council, of course, gonna finish here on hot 2nd, and then we'll see the upgrade, namely Blink, getting online here. 3-gate Blink is gonna be name of the game for Classic again. Feels like we're kind of reverting a little bit back into the meta that Hero really thrived in, and which he really revitalized kind of with his style, or maybe even reimagined. Oh, that was a great scout for that Phoenix here. So also get a good fly through on the base. And of course, Classic should not take any damage to this Widow Mine. We do see a Liberator follow-up here from Percival. Maybe he can make something happen with that one. If he would wait, for example. Oh, the probe is even gonna see this. Oh my god, Classic, why so good? He's so handsome. He's so great. Now, this is not gonna do anything. I don't think he's... Maybe he's gonna sacrifice one probe. Oh god! What? Classic! Oh, he underestimated it. What? He just made a big mistake. What? Why? Pull this probe back. Get to mining it. What the F? Did you see that? And he didn't even... There's 2 Widow Mines surviving with this. He's gonna go again, and this time paired up with the Liberator. That's really the start you look at for as a Terran. You're like, alright, baby. Here we go. And it doesn't even matter if we lose these right now. If we can get like one more trip of mining or something, even gets a Stalker. Does he get a Widow Mine out again? Oh, no, no, no. The Medivac is gonna fall, but he will get the Sentry, which is a nice pick off. Liberator coming in at the same time. He also kills 5 probes already here. He should focus fire on those probes, I want to say, here with the Liberator. Does not do that, but he does kill at least one of these Stalkers there and a couple of probes. So 5 probes, 2 Stalkers. When look at this, is a disaster. A Sentry. I mean, if he could have gotten the Medivac out, it would have been amazing, but this is still so much value here created for Percival. On top of that, we do not see the lost mining time. It might be here. Of course, this was what's happening, and it should have been kind of a little bit like this. It went way up to here. So we will see this reflected in the close future here as well. Percival off to an amazing start. And on top of that, he kept off the pressure from himself. So he's starting to actually gain a good foothold inside of main base. He snipes the Observer with a Raven that just pops out. What a timing there. He's going for Marauder concussive shells first, so he can kind of ensnare, I want to say. He's got a slow Stalkers. He's kind of ensnaring those as they try to come in and pressure him. And now he goes for the Tech Lab, double Tech Lab setup here with the combat shields and the stim, of course. Now, if Classic moves in here, shoots at the bunker, you want to put one Marauder into the bunker. He should lose a Stalker if that gets slowed, right? Because the tank might shoot twice if he gets a connection from the Marauder as well, right? A little bit of Marine fire. Yeah, chances are good that he's gonna catch a couple Stalkers which are trying to pressure in. And I mean, of course, sniping the Observer already is like a pretty big deal here. Oh, he's gonna actually drop these probe line here because there's a shield battery on the other one. He only gets 1 probe though, unfortunately, but it's free damage and you're gonna get what you take, or take what you get, I guess. 1 forge only here this time for Classic, and he's really threatened. Oh, did he see the pickup? I think he might have seen it. They scored we're back into the game. He's got to snipe the first medic with 5 units still inside. 5 Marines do go down here, ladies and gentlemen. Classic with a really cute move here. Very well executed. Finally getting one on the board for himself. He's trying to get up the infrastructure. He has been working on 3 gates until now. It's going up to 8 gates. So we already see the differences from the last game. Last game he immediately went into a 4th base with the 3rd base. He went into 7 extra gates and not 5. He went into the double forge and not the single one. So there's a lot of things that he's kind of... he has to cut right now from his build because he simply does not have the money. And he also needs to stay alive. He snipes another Medivac. So far so good. The blink is strong here and he's utilizing to its utmost potential for now. But also Percival has a 3rd base set up behind this. He does have a Widow Mine blocking a potential 4th base. It's already at 6 kills. He might have gotten 1 or 2 stray probes already trying to go and set up a base there, because it kind of... it seems like Classic really likes these long, kind of drawn out base layouts here. Kind of expanding away. See? He's coming in again, and he's gonna lose another probe here. This Widow Mine is like... is a hero. 7 kills. Now finally this is gonna get spotted. And yeah. gonna get cleaned, and we'll see that Nexus, but there's another Raven waiting. He's not gonna throw down an auto turret yet. And this army is huge for Percival, and he does do another Widowmine drop. Okay, there's nothing actually to defend. There's no units right now. If he would go into the natural base, I mean, the main base is the same. It's really clumped up. It's oversaturated. Oh, he's not utilizing it. He's kind of getting caught here right now in the middle while he's dropping an auto turret into the back. And there we go. A big woman, though. Can he get some Blinkstorm? Oh my god, 23 probes. What? 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 Oh boy! Classic completely caught down with his pants there. 23 probes. Talk about an economical hit. If Classic somehow makes a comeback on this game, it has to be ultra late game. He needs to be super defensive right now, but he also kind of needs to keep the map control, because if Percival can now just freely expand, well, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna catch up? Kind of needs to be active. He needs to keep Percival back. He needs to shave off units while not losing anything else. He might want to consider just having his Stalkers in the front, but he loses another Stalker, tries to block in, tries to get that Viking. And now he does get the Raven. That's good. And he does keep the Observer, which was almost sniped there by the Raven on that. I think it might have been an F2, but yeah. So he does get the Raven, which is quite nice. But what a massacre there on the natural base here. The Geyser, man, he has seen it all. Even this one is not working fully. It's only one probe inside the Geyser, so he might be gas-staffed at some point here. He does have the double forge set up now at this point, though, so he's trying to catch up in upgrades. And we see Percival is kind of falling a little bit apart on this department here. He is maybe a bit overexcited. He did not start his 2-2. 1-1 is finished. He does have the double engineering, but I want to say, we're gonna have a quick look. Yeah, he does have it, and he does have the armory as well. He has it done, but he didn't start the 2-2. Now he's starting 2-2. So Classic is gonna get a huge upgrade lead here in just a moment. It's gonna be at 2-1 against 1-1 for quite a while. It's not the big one, but it's a nice one, and definitely something he's really gonna be happy with, especially with his army. I mean, he's utilizing Colossi, so Colossi of course do benefit a lot from those upgrades. We do see the fourth base getting started now from Percival, and Percival actually giving Classic a lot of time to get back into the game. He felt like, alright Classic, you now have to basically all in me, but Classic never came. Nice EMP on the army is gonna push back the whole army, but War Prism inside the main, creating some disaster. Vikings are on the sleep here. You do see the poke still in the front. He needs to be careful there. I think he might have sniped a tank or something. Maybe only a few buy units, but 19 SCVs falling here. There we go. Classic finding a way back into this game potentially. He's trying to get out with the War Prism and a few units, but he scouted the turrets, so... Oh my god, man. Oh, the Vikings... No, the turret does get the last shot here. So, he came in a good way, but he didn't get out the good way. And Percival needs to still clean this up here. It's gonna finish off everything, but yeah, he did not really take the advantage after he created so much space for himself. He killed 24 workers, he had a really good army trade, he had 9 workers in the beginning, which was amazing. Now he's down again in worker supply. He still hasn't have the 4th base up and running, so he didn't even create the space with the momentum he had. He's falling behind on the upgrades because he didn't start them. And yeah, like Classic is really, I mean, it's more Percival allowing Classic back into the game. If you have a Beyond in that situation, he's not gonna mess that up. He's not gonna let Classic back into the game, or a Maru or a Clem, right? They're gonna double down, and Maru's gonna probably go onto the full greed. That's some nice connections actually. Oh my god, man, those disruptors here. Really good connection, and now the army is extremely low. How many disruptor balls does he have? He has 6, he fired already 5, I want to say. Maybe the 6th one is not here with this army. Now 2-2 is gonna finish and create a temporary upgrade lead here again for Percival. But Percival is really hurting right now. His army just got shaved off quite a bit, got really weak, to be honestly, and yeah. I mean, Zealot's moving in here. Widowmine a little bit out of position, does not get a connection. And even kind of salvages these Zealots. He doesn't just let them die. And in the meantime, I mean, look at this. Classic is double expanding. He just finished up this Nexus. He's about to finish up another Nexus, making him a 6-base Classic again, 6-base Protoss, and he's going into his 3-3 here, I want to say, in a moment. 2-2 is finished up now, and +3 weapons about to finish. There's another timing where he wants to hit a push. He's going into a 6-base, 7th base. How many gateways are we looking at? We're operating on 12 gateways. He just finished, I want to say, 4 more, so he's going to be up to 16 gates. That's a 32 supply re-warping. And he has so many Vikings, but it's mostly disruptors now. The Vikings landing. Can he finish off all the disruptors with the Vikings? Unfortunately not. He needs to split so much against the balls, but the Vikings are holding strong even against the Stalkers. Can he finish off this disruptor army? If he can chase them, chase them. Oh no! Oh my God, no. Okay, disaster was averted, but unfortunately, I mean, look at this. Classic is at a point where you can just throw away units after units, but Percival is actually doing something on the map. He is creating space for himself again, potentially, if he can get these 2 bases here. He does know about this one, and maybe he wanted to wait until it's finished, but yeah, this is gonna be cancelled. At least he's gonna deny the position here. This is a mostly Marauder army they need to pick up here, but Stalkers already coming behind. Classic beautifully identifying this. Marauders are getting into a corner, but now the Stokes did arrive here. Blink is ready, and wonder why he didn't try to snipe one of those. And Classic is back down to 5 bases. 5 bases against 4 bases, definitely playable as Terran. Classic though, sitting on 3-2, going to 3-3-1. Another attack here coming in. Can Percival defend this one? He doesn't really have the disruptor, anti-disruptor unit in the Liberator here. But can he still make it work with good splits? The disruptors do not one-shot anymore. Classic is apparently trying to get them back into the meta here. Doing a lot of disruptors, basically. But Percival, he does not falter, and as long as he doesn't die, he has a shot. Now, he is going up to 5 bases himself. Classic trying to re-establish base number 6 here. 6 and 7 got smacked down. Double Colossi production here. Yeah, he's going back into the Colossi. Of course, the more the Viking count thins out, the more you want to go back into Colossi. So he's basically doing the switcheroo here from the Robo. Colossi, Colossi, Disruptor, Disruptor, Colossi, Disruptor, Colossi, Colossi, Disruptor. Depending on what he sees. Now, finally, we do see the Liberator transition, but there is no Lib range yet, I want to say. There's not even the Fusion Core. And Percival just scouts this army. He's going to throw down a scan. He's going to click on the units and he's going to see 3-3-1. I'm on 2-2. Oh, I don't really want to fight right now. But I still need to fend the space. Can hit some nice EMPs. He does get a couple okay ones. And he still has more to come here. There's, of course, no ghosts with this army. But yeah, this is a nice interception here. He's going to catch all of these zealots. They're not going to do anything. Can he defend on the other side, though? Planetary is not finished yet. So even if he pulls back to the PF, it's not ready yet. SCVs are going to get potentially blown up by one disruptor hit. That's going to be quick work there. And he's not using this army on the left side. It's been completely just standing around. The PF did finish, but the army just isn't coming in here. Reinforcements finally arriving. We do see the first Liberators coming up and setting up the zones, and he's going back into Viking production. I don't hate ranged Liberators against Colossi, I want to say. They're still pretty good. So you might just want to consider doing those as well. He also needs to get his +2 ship weapons, of course, to get the one-shots, or the 2-shots, I want to say, on the Stalkers. After the MP, I think it's going to be a one-shot. This is funny. He did not even see it. And there's 2 Stalkers. I think it might have been the other way around where the Liberator was seen. It's trying to siege up, but of course not going to do anything here. And that's an issue here. Percival is gonna get potentially kind of mined down. He's actually getting grinded down right now. He's starting to lose on every front. He's starting to lose the fights, the executions. He does have some beautiful setups there, but they're just not working to his favor because Classic is just a little bit too fast. He's a little bit too quick to get there. And he just engages at the right angles. And he doesn't need to be the most efficient one. As you can see, he is in an income lead here, and he just completed a couple more Nexi, so he can just move around a little bit with his probes, and then he's gonna have the income advantage again. We do see another big engagement here. Vikings are gonna snipe the Colossus quite fast, but the bio force is just so small. The force on the right is not fighting. There's so many zealots. Can the Widowmine be big? It is okay. But now we don't really have the AoE, but then again, like, even if you have 50 zealots, they're not gonna kill a full-forced fledged bio army, and they're never gonna kill liberators. You can have as many zealots as you want. He's never gonna get any of those. Now this is like you're gonna set a tank here and a liberator, and it's impossible to mine. But he needs to see this. Oh, he sees a probe, so he will see this movement to this. Not even this mineral patch. Oh, this is terrible. I hope he noticed this. He just spot the army, and he's gonna move down there. He's gonna check what's here. He sees the base. His heart is gonna sink for a moment because he's like, wait, what? So he does EMP the Nexus, so no recall available. I like the choice. He's not gonna get surprised by a bunch of zealots just showing up. Vikings are gonna come in here, gonna snipe the Colossi. But this is mostly zealot army again. He needs something against those zealots. He needs to land the Vikings. The bio is getting pushed back. Sentry's trying to kill the planetary. I don't think that's a fight you can win there, Sentry, but this army is just getting thinned out so much. The bio is not there. It's trying to, like, the remainders of the bio on the right are trying to rotate for offensive maneuvers here, but the zealots are not gonna stop. And it doesn't seem like Percival is mustering enough of a force to really create some space for himself. He does not have the liberator set up for the ramp to block that. He does not have them set up on the planetary. The Vikings just got killed out of the sky. Zealot reinforcement here on that Nexus to push back the remainders of the bio on the right side. So only a bunch of mineral miners do fall here, namely probes. So in the end, one base got killed off here from Percival, and he lost, like, in total, he lost a bunch of SCVs again. He's down to 34 SCVs against 65. His Marines are just walking through the action right now on move command. A lot of mistakes here. The Bioforce on the right is basically dead. It's gonna get sniped by these remainder stalkers here, I want to say. And yeah, even though he does survive technically in the main, like, this next push is gonna be too much here. We see 44 army supply to 125. He has really nothing left. He's out of money. He doesn't have any more. He's thrown down a mule hammer. Can he get enough income in time? I don't think he does. He just got outproduced. 16 gateways and 2 robots was a little bit too much here with the income advantage. Classic was driving for the last 10 minutes here, basically. And yeah, a very well played game by Percival, I want to say. He created a lot of opportunities for himself. He had some really good opening, and then that follow-up, like the second round Widowmine drop on the weirdest timing, like basically with this push, created 23 fucking probes just blown in an instant. If he uses that time, throws down the 4th base immediately, starts his 2-2 immediately, and tries to roam the map with his army, well, I think he might just win the game from there. Unfortunately, he does not, so he needs to get back to the drawing board. He needs to check out his mistakes. Oh, that's